नाई तेरा नाई मेरा बंगला है भगवान का, पानी उसका खुशी की सब कुछ उसे महान। नाई तेरा नाई मेरा मंदिर है भगवान का, पानी उसका खुशी की सब कुछ उसे महान। भक्त बनके
Sitaram to each and every one of you. Thank you. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for making the journey, some near, some far, but all of you are special. I have the honor as the eldest daughter to introduce Pandit Sarva Diyal Visundiyal. As many of you know, Pandit Sarva Diyal Visundiyal was born in Annandale, East Coast, Demerara, Guyana, to Pulmad Bisundiyal and the late Pandit Shastri Bisundiyal. He comes from a highly respected family where his late Nana was Sadhu Narayan Pritam and his late great Nana was Pandit Bechu Sukul Maharaj. He was trained under the guidance of his father, the late Pandit Shastri Bisundiyal, the late Pandit Sama Prasad, and the late Professor H.S. Adesh. Pandit Sarva Bisundiyal is involved in Hinduism widely, as he has performed in several religious and musical engagements across the Caribbean, Canada, Europe, and the United States. He has accompanied the likes of Sri Hariom Sharan, Anu Jalota, and many others musically. Pandit Bisundiyal brings great experience to both the spiritual and musical world. He's a humble devotee who is currently studying the Ramcharitmanas to uplift Hindu Dharma wherever he goes. He brings bliss to everyone with his melodious voice and devotion. Without further ado, here is presenting Pandit Sarva Diyal Visundiyal.
प्रेम से बोलो वैदिक सनातन धर्म की, प्रेम से बोलो वैदिक सनातन धर्म की, प्रेम से बोलो वैदिक सनातन धर्म की। Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. Shall we all clasp our hands? As we do prayer, we clasp our hands as we pray. O Lord, listen to our prayers. Let there be happiness in this world. Let no one remain unhappy. This is our utmost desire. Let everyone be full of knowledge. Every cell function to the max. Let no one suffer. हाथ जोड़ विनती करूं, सुनिए कृपा निधान, साधु संग सुख दीजिए, ध्यानम रता धाम, सुखी बसे संसार सब, दुखिया रहे न को, या अभिलाषा हम सभी, या अभिलाषा हम सभी, भगवन पूरी हो। विद्या बुद्धि तेज बल सबके भीतर हो, धूत पूत धन धान्य से वंचित रहे ओ राग द्वेष से चित निराश, राग द्वेष, राग द्वेष, राग द्वेष से चित निराश, तो सौभाग्य मिले भरोसा नाम का हमें सदा जगती, आशा तेरे धाम की बनी रहे। ओ माँ, everybody knows this bhajan. Please join us and sing. काहे सुतलवाओ मनवा जपले सीताराम, काहे सुतलवाओ मनवा जपले काहे सुतलवाओ, काहे सुतलवाओ मनवा जपले सीताराम, सीताराम सीताराम राम राम। काहे सुतलवाओ, काहे सुतलवाओ मनवा जपले सीताराम, सीताराम सीताराम राम राम। माता पिता, भाई और बहनों, भक्तजनों, विप्र मंडली, प्यारे दोस्तों, मैं कोटि कोटि प्रणाम to each and every one of you, बारंबार प्रणाम। This afternoon, I wish to take the opportunity to welcome each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of the organizing committee's heart that have put together this program for all of us. We have come, some of us have come this afternoon from India, some have come from Trinidad, some have come from Guyana, some of us have come from Jamaica, Suriname, North America. We all have traveled from one place to another over a period of time. And as we travel, many countries have something what is called a USP. USP is a unique selling proposition. When we talk about the United States of America, we talk about liberty and freedom. When we talk about the United Kingdom, we talk about the Queen, royalty, the King and his royalty. When we speak about Japan, we speak about technology. When we speak about the Middle East, we talk about oil. But when we talk about India, it also has a unique selling proposition. This is a unique contribution. It's unique contribution to what is called spirituality. Using our Dharma Shastras as a form of spiritual wellness. This is what India has to offer to the world globally. Today, as we know, yoga is being done in every country. Vikramaditya yoga, or many forms of yoga, which is all come from our Dharma Shastras. Spiritual acknowledgement or recitation is being done in every city that I go to. There is a small group of Hindus in everywhere. Much less to say, they will invite you to come into their domain once they know you're there, because they are thirsty and hungry to do puja, to either sing bhajan or to be in the friendship of each other. This is what how humble our Hindu brothers and sisters are. This afternoon, I want to share and dissect a little bit into one specific prayer which every one of us know. While there are several mantras for different purpose in our scripture, as we do Ganesh Puja, Lakshmi Puja, Dharti Puja, Kalash Puja, Agni Puja, and Agni Puja, today, as we celebrate, it's all about a purpose and the usage and benefit of a sacred mantra that we all know. A mantra of joy, a mantra of peace, Santosh or Shanti, a mantra of protection, a mantra of love, Prema Bhav, known for its universality, for being for its calmness to the energies in and around you. And this mantra is no other than the Brahm Gayatri mantra. I ask you this evening, give me a couple minutes of your listening pleasure. Let it function like a parachute. It can only function as a parachute will function when it's open. Let it function like pouring water and sponge, absorb until it reaches saturation point. After all, the benefits of Gayatri Mantra, it increases our learning power, it increases our concentration, it helps to increase our prosperity, our eternal power. It's the first step to the spiritual road. It strengthens the mind. It improves our health condition. It improves the rhythmic pattern of our breathing. And finally, improve each and every one family. Our purpose, my purpose, is not only about ritual. It's the science behind our Dharma Shastras, starting from the Vedas, the Manusmriti, the Puranas, the Ramcharitmanas, the Ramayana, the Gita, and so forth. We delve little by little. In our lifetime, I will guarantee you, no single Hindu, be it you're a Pandit, you're a Vyas, or otherwise, can never master everything that we have in our Dharma Shastras. It takes 48 years only to have an understanding of the 4 Vedas. Imagine our lifetime. This is the power of taking one, go with it, whatever you have. And this Gayatri mantra that we have, that we know, our mother, our father would have taught us to recite Gayatri mantra for every purpose. If you're scared to walk on the road, recite Gayatri mantra. If you're scared for the basic stuff of writing an exam, recite your Gayatri mantra. The power and energies of this flow that comes. Shall we all recite the Gayatri mantra together? Please to begin. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodaya. दो बार बोलिए. Om Bhur भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्. ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः Bhurvuvah Swaha Swaha. Om Bhurvuvah Swaha Swaha. This mantra is from Rigveda 3:62-10, meaning, O thou existence absolute, you are the creator of the three dimensions in our life. We contemplate upon that divine light. May you stimulate our intellect and bestow upon us true knowledge and wisdom. I like to make this interactive. I like to make this communicative. So my first question I'm going to ask to the floor, anybody can answer. How many syllables Gayatri Mantra has? Raise your hand. How many syllables Gayatri Mantra has? And this is the importance of understanding what syllables are, what our mantra is about. This is why we recite mantra. Let's understand a little bit what it means and how deep it can go. How does it comes into this body, this mind, and this soul to energize us positively. So there are 24 syllables in his Gayatri Mantra. 24 Om Bhurvuvah Swaha Tat Savitur. There are many ancient and modern interpretations of the word Gayatri Mantra. We will look today at Gayatri Hirdayam, which is a conversation with Sage Yajnavalkya and Lord Brahma. While there is the main Gayatri Mantra, there are other Gayatri Mantras associated with various devatas as we would do puja. These are all, there is also a longer version of Gayatri Mantra that we will use for pranayam. Pranayam is about when we sit, when we do asana pranayam, we will sit in the morning when we rise. And we will do a little bit of deep breathing, which is called pranayam. It must be soft, soothing, meditative to relieve stress, tension, and to relax you and to prepare you for a good day. Pranayam however, can be done any time of the day, not necessarily in the morning. And what do we sing when we do pranayam, or how we invoke the energy? Om hi Jivan Hamara, Om prana dhar hai, Om hi Jivan Hamara. Om is the very existence of every sound that we have. Om hi Jivan Hamara. Jivan means life. We have Uncle Jivan in the house. So he is the source of our life this afternoon. To understand Gayatri Mantra, there are three key words that we will focus in as we recite these various forms of mantras, Gayatri Mantra this afternoon. My story is not going to be long. It's going to be short but impacting, but I need everybody to help me to sing together. So these three words are, in Gayatri Mantra, there is Vedmahi, there is Dhimahi, there is Prachodaya. Om Bhurvuvah Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. It must be understood that chanting mantras and yantras over the period of time in a wrong way will cause us harm if we do not chant how it should be. Now, how do we know how to chant mantras? A proper way is to be guided by our Guru through the medium of sanskar. Upayana sanskar, where you take sanskar to learn from a Guru how to recite, what mantra. When you take this sanskar, which is one of the 16 sanskars of our life, you will be giving a sacred mantra for you to practice, for you to recite, to help you in this journey, in this submission as this phase of student. This, however, does not restrict oneself to understand the significance of these concepts. Gayatri Mantra, again, while this is 24 syllables, it has a meter where it is divided into 3 lines. And each line has 8 syllables. The Gayatri Mantra is the most sacred in Sanskrit grammar. It is praised as the mother of knowledge, Gayatri Chanda Samata. Actually, 25% of Rig Veda is composed in Gayatri Chandas itself. Before uttering a mantra of such nature, which was created by one of the Sapta Rishis, we would always remember who the Rishi that prepared this mantra, that inducted this mantra for ours to be documented in our sacred scripture. We look at the meter, the divine entity, and the usage. So we recite, Om Asya Sri Gayatri Mantra Vishwamintra Rishi Gayatri Chandaha Savita Devata Japopanayane Vineyogaha. And this is a prayer that we offer to Vishwamint, who documented this for our well-being. The very first word that we say is Om. A, U, or Ma. Om is the primordial song. When a baby is born, if we do a deeper analogy or an analysis of when a baby is born, the first song that they make will be Om, A, U, Ma. The syllables are there to enhance it. A combination of songs corresponding to creation, maintenance, and transformation. This is the power of this symbolic word that is there. The very first word is called Om in Gayatri Mantra. Many quarters we will sing Chanchal Mananita Om Japakar, Om Japakar, Om Japakar. Chanchal Mananita Om Japakar, Om Japakar. And this is how we will sing soothingly for Gayatri Mantra. It is called actually, Om is called Prana. It is a syllable of Brahman. Om iti ek akshara Brahman. What is the second word, and the third word, and the fourth word? Bhur, Bhuva, Swa. While Vedmahi, Dhimahi, and Prachodayat are important, these three is to help us to understand where we are. Bhur represents Bhulok, the material world in which we live in this world, material world that we live in. Bhuva represents Antarikshalok, which is a space in which the material world exists. The word Swa, the third word, represents Swargalok, a higher plane of existence. So, the material world is inside Bhuva, and Bhuva is inside its ultimum place of existence, which is called Swa. This does not mean there are three different worlds, similar to Mrityulok, which we call Earth. But there are different spheres spiritually to connect us, to connect the dot for each and every one of us spiritually. It also has physiological significance and represent how gross or subtle we perceive life within ourselves. Now I have mentioned Bhulok, Antarikshalok, and Swargalok. The word lok is not a bad word. It just comes from the root word which is called Lochana. Lochana, and it is observed that these three words, these three loks, are mentioned in an increasing order for subtlety. These three are mentioned in the order to set the energies of this body, to give direction from gross to subtle, which is really called Vyakriti. The next word that we go into Gayatri Mantra very quickly is Dhimahi. Dhimahi means we meditate upon. But what do we meditate upon? A deeper understanding as we dig deeper. Dhimahi means to meditate upon. What do we meditate upon? But nothing else but Tat Varga, which means that is brilliance. We meditate upon that brilliance. But what kind of brilliance? Varenyam Bharga, the highest kind of brilliance. Whose brilliance is this? Devasya, of the divine entity. Of which divine entity? Savitur Varenyam Bharga, of the divine entity who gives birth to life as we know it. And who gives birth? Durga Devi. She gives the birth to all of us through the medium, the spiritual, the cosmic, the celestial birth. Why do we meditate upon her? Prachodaya, so that it may propel or drive. But drive what? Nadia, drive the minds, the meaning of the minds. Because this mind is considered, as we were inside, chanchal mananita. This mind is chanchal. You can be thinking at 60,000 things one time. So this is why we drive this mind, so that we can drive this. In which direction does it propel? That has already been said by which I said earlier. That is called Vyakriti. Vyakriti. And that Vyakriti is Bhur, Bhuva, Swa. From gross to subtle. I have mentioned a little bit enough to break down this Gayatri mantra as to how this prayer has been recited, why we recite it, and for what purpose we recite it. For our own purpose. As I mentioned earlier, there are corresponding Gayatri to various devatas. Thus, Saraswati Devata, Saraswati Ma, we recite the Gayatri mantra for her. Every one of these deities has a Gayatri mantra. Om Saraswati Vedmahi. Shall we recite together? Om Saraswati Vedmahi Brahma Putraya Dhimahi Tano Saraswati Prachodayat. One more time. Om Saraswati Vedmahi Brahma Putraya Dhimahi Tanu Saraswati Prachodayat. When we pray like this in Gayatri mantra to Saraswati Ma for music, for intelligence, for bliss, for enhancement of our thinking power, what do we sing to her? Jai 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 Mata Saraswati Jai Shubhadayini Varadayini. Everybody. Jai 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 Mata Saraswati Jai Shubhadayini Varadayini. Jai Jai Shubhadayini Varadayini. Hamsavayini Pada Asana Mata. Hamsavayini Pada Asana Mata. Veda Pujitayini Jai Shubhadayini Varadayini. Jai Shubhadayini Varadayini. Jai Shubhadayini Varadayini. Prem Swara Saraswati Mata ki. And this leads me to the other Gayatri mantra that we recite for the Devata. Ganapati. Om Ekadanta Vedmahi. Can you recite? Om Ekadanta Vedmahi Vakratunda Dhimahi Vakratunda Dhimahi Tanodante Prachodayat Tanodante Prachodayat. Let's sing together. Let's recite one more time. Om Ekadanta Vedmahi Vakratunda Dhimahi Tanodante Prachodayat. And what do we sing when we offer prayers like this to Ganapati? Ganesh ji is said to be the son of Parvati and Shiva. Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh Deva. Mata Janki Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Jai Ganesh Deva. Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh Deva. Mata Janki Parvati Pita Mahadeva. Jai Ganesh Deva. Sadhuvan ko bhodala ke sant karu seva. Sant karu seva. Sadhuvan ko bhodala ke sant karu seva. Jai Ganesh Deva. Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh, Jai Ganesh energy and the momentum that we are building. The next Gayatri mantra that in this form that I want to share with you is one no other than Hanuman Baba himself. Hanumanji is very mystical, very quiet. Om Ramadutaye Vedmahi. Shall we recite? Ramadutaye Vedmahi Vayuputraye Dhimahi Vayuputraye Dhimahi Tano Hanuman Prachodayat Tano Hanuman Prachodayat. एक बार बोलिए ओम रामदूताय वेदमहे वायुपुत्राय धीमहि तनो हनुमान प्रचोदयात् तनो हनुमान प्रचोदयात्. And to this mystical energy, what do we sing? The 11th avatar of Bhagwan Shiva. ये बोले बोले हनुमान बोले भक्तो सिया राम श्री राम जी चरणों में बस के बिगड़े काम. बोले बोले हनुमान बोले भक्तो सिया राम श्री राम जी चरणों में बस के बिगड़े काम. बोले बोले हनुमान बोले भक्तो सिया राम श्री राम जी चरणों में बस के बिगड़े काम. बोले बोले हनुमान बोले भक्तो सिया राम. उसकी शोभा है विष्णु में उसकी शोभा है मोहन से. उसकी शोभा है विष्णु में उसकी शोभा है मोहन से. तुलसी ने जब शीश झुकाया धनुष बली कान्हा के वन से. राम भी मैया राम भी जाने गगन में से राम. बोले and the energies of Mahavir Swami enters into our domain. Brings us now to the Devata that he worships. No other than the primary consort of Bhagwan Vishnu himself. This Gayatri mantra is so powerful. Dasrataye Vedmahi Sita Vallabhaya Dhimahi Tano Rama Prachodayat. Let's sing, recite together. Om Dasrataye Vedmahi. Again. Om Dasrataye Vedmahi Sita Vallabhaya Dhimahi Sita Vallabhaya Dhimahi Tano Rama Prachodayat Tano Rama Prachodayat. Om Dasrataye Vedmahi Sita Vallabhaya Dhimahi Tano Rama Prachodayat. What do we say to him? He's called Vishnu. He's called Onkar Bhagwan. He's called Jagdishwar. He's called Krishna. He's called Ram. He's called Parasuram. Devamuni hai Onkar Devam Mangalam Devam. Dhaginate nakathin, dhaginate nakathin, dhaginate nakathin. Devamuni hai Onkar Devam Onkar Devam Mangalam Devam. Devamuni hai Onkar Devam Mangalam Devam. देवमुनि है ओंकार देवम मंगलम देवम देवमुनि है ओंकार देवम मंगलम देवम विश्वानिदे सवितर दुरितानि परास्वा यद्वद्रं तनास्वा विश्वानिदे सवितर दुरितानि परास्वा यद्वद्रं तनास्वा देवमुनि है ओंकार देवम मंगलम देवम देवमुनि है ओंकार देवम मंगलम 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 देवम प्रेम सोलो विश्व बताए की जय। And this is the energy that we develop. देवमुनि है ओंकार देवम मंगलम देवम. Beautiful mantra from Gayatri mantra from the Vedas that we document. Rigved Vishwani Dev Savitar Duritani Parasva Yad Badram Tanasva. देवमुनि है ओंकार देवम मंगलम देवम. Brings me to the incarnation of Bhagwan Vishnu. As we sit here, the incarnation of Bhagwan Vishnu just entered into us, Bhagwan Krishna himself. We recite, thank you for coming by, Brother Krishna. We recite Krishna Gayatri. This has been done a little different from our mind, from Gita, but to share the difference of how we can still sing to every devata and enjoy ourselves. Om Devaki Nandanaya Vedmahi Vasudevaya Dhimahi Tano Krishna Prachodayat. Shall we recite? Om Devaki Nandanaya Vedmahi Vayudevaye Dhimahi Tano Krishna Prachodayat. One more time, एक बार बोलिए. Om Devaki Nandanaya Vedmahi Vasudevaya Dhimahi Tano Krishna Prachodayat. The avatar of Bhagwan Vishnu, so loving, so caring to all of us as we recite his Gayatri. His Gayatri mantra, Devaki Nandanaya Vedmahi Vasudevaya Dhimahi Tano Krishna Prachodayat. What do we sing to correspond this deity's energy? He Nanda Baba Ji ko chaya, Prabhu naam hai Kanhaiya, Kanhaiya, Kanhaiya. Nanda Baba Ji ko chaya, Prabhu naam hai Kanhaiya, Kanhaiya, Kanhaiya. Nanda Baba Ji ko chaya, Prabhu naam hai Kanhaiya, Kanhaiya, Kanhaiya. Kanhaiya, Prabhu naam hai Kanhaiya, Kanhaiya, Kanhaiya. सोने के गेट है, सोने के बंगला, divine energy, celestial energy of love in the name of Krishna, appears with us to show us how we can love, how we can smile, how we can be grateful in every footstep that we make, every mile we drive, every mile we fly. The creative energy for all of us, Durga Gayatri, as this theme for those who have come in, is all about Gayatri mantras, the various forms for all the devtas. Om Katyayanaya Vedmahi Kanyakumari Chadimahi Tano Durga Prachodaya. Let's recite together. Om Katyayanaya Vedmahi Om Katyayanaya Vedmahi Kanyakumari Chadimahi Kanyakumari Chadimahi Tano Durgaye Prachodaya Tano Durgaye Prachodaya. Om Katyayanaya Vedmahi Kanyakumari Chadimahi Tano Durgaye Prachodaya Tano Durgaye Prachodaya. Durga Ma is very omniscient, omnipotent, very powerful. If there is creation has to start into a family that cannot start a family, we offer prayers to Durga Ma. She will mystically will create and bring all these energies together, and some way, shape or form, creation is being done. What do we recite and we sing to her in her praise? Muni Muni Deve Are Amare Muni Muni Deve Are Amare Om Devi Amare Amma Devi Amma Amma Devi Amare Amma Devi Amma Devi Amare Amma Devi Amma Muni Muni Deve Are Amare Muni Muni Deve Are Amare Amma Devi Amma Amma Devi Amare Amma Devi Amma Amma Devi Amare Amma Devi Amma Muni Muni Deve Are Amare Muni Muni Deve Are Amare Amma Devi Amma Amma Devi Amare Amma Devi Amma Amma Devi Amare Amma Devi Amma. Jai Jai Durga Mata, Jai Jai Durga Mata, Durga Mata, Jai Jai Durga Mata, Durga Mata, Jai Jai Durga Mata. Amma Devi Amma, Amma Devi Amare Amma Devi Amma, Amma Devi Amare Amma Devi Amma. Muni 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 Deve Are Amare Muni Muni Deve Are Amare Amma Devi Amma Amma Devi 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 Amare Amma Devi Amma. प्रेम से बोलो दुर्गा भवानी माता की, प्रेम से बोलो दुर्गा भवानी माता की. Durga, she comes in 9 forms. She is being called by 1,000 names. Figure out one of this name is Gayatri. One of this name is Savitri. One of this name is Durga. And so many other names to make up the 1,000 names that she's known by. Worship her in whatever form you know. Worship her in whatever energy you can connect with her. She is always there for you. As you can see, she sits beautifully amongst the celestial energy, smiling. This altar is smiling at all of us, gracefully. And final Gayatri mantra to the Master himself. When we speak of Trinity, we speak of Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati. The masculine energy we speak of Brahma. I didn't hear Vishnu and Mahesh. But again, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. Mahesh took the form of Shiva here, and we recite his Gayatri also. In whatever Gayatri, as I said, you know, you recite that mantra specifically. After all, information purpose only. Appropriation is very important in what we do, how we do, when we do, and where we do. We can never take feral to treat high blood pressure. The corresponding mantra to the corresponding deity has to be followed. Om Tat Purushaye Vedmahi Mahadevaya Dhemahi Tano Rudra Prachodaya. Om Tat Purushaye Vedmahi. Everybody. Om Tat Purushaye Vedmahi Mahadevaya Dhemahi Mahadevaya Dhemahi Tano Rudra Prachodaya. Tano Rudra Prachodaya. Om Tat Purushaye Vedmahi Mahadevaya Dhemahi Tano Rudra Prachodaya. Tano Rudra Prachodaya. In this name he addresses Tano Rudra Prachodaya. What do we sing? He is Tripurari, he is Gangadhari, he is Shankar. He is so many names, 1,000 names also we can address him. In Shiva Chalisa, it says offer him 1,000 flowers. Offer him 1,000 flowers if you want to cross this mundane existence. Prabhu Ram did that to lead us by example. And when he leads us by example, who are we not to follow? He Tripurari, He Gangadhari, Bhole Shankar. He Tripurari, He Gangadhari, Bhole Shankar. Basmarama Bhakta Saha, Ye Kailash Nivasi. Last Gayatri for all of us on this beautiful bhajan. I want to recognize my brother all the way from Portland and my bounty for coming all the way to join us this afternoon. My Rishi on keyboard. Let's give him a round of applause. My Florida mom and dad, his dad and his mom, Dadaji, Auntie Gladys. Thank you for coming all the way from Ocala, Williston. Let's give them a round of applause. Accompanying me in harmony this evening is Noran Baitota, all the way from Port Moran, Corby. Let's give them a round of applause. Andola, Brother Dave, right here from Florida, born and bred in Florida. Let's give him a round of applause. I want to recognize Mandir for coming out this afternoon to support us. And each and every one of you loving people that we have invited, we can invite everywhere. Our duty and service is to go to every single temple and bring people together in the name of Sanatana Dharma. Share this love. Let's feed each other. If there is anybody who wants to support us, feel free to join. If you want to feel free to join us to feed. And next trip taking us down south to Devi Bhavan Mandir. Coming up very soon, we'll have announcements. And all these musicians and everybody here who are playing dancehall from Palm Beach, these little children who have come from St. Lucie, the other set of children that have come from Palm Bay, Ramsey, all the way from Jamaica, Dr. Hempasad in the house, all the way from Jamaica for his function only, while he comes for his personal duties. Brother Raj, Rashida, and every one of you, Dave, every single one. He Tripurari, He Gangadhari, Bhole Shankar. Let's clap. He Tripurari, He Gangadhari, Bhole Shankar. Basmarama Bhakta Saha, He Kailash. brings me to the finality of my time here. I understand they have a secret program, so I'll leave that secret for element of surprise for all of us, including me. To bring this to a closure, there's nothing else that we can do but to share the love with each and every one of you. I love each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart, respectfully. I respect each and every one of you. I ask you sincerely, rethink, recalibrate who you are as a Hindu, and let's go forward in the name of Sanatana Dharma. It doesn't matter who you are. There is none one of these devatas, celestial energy, have any familiarity or familia or favoritism with nobody. And as you see, they will treat all of us the same. Expect the same from all of us here. Whoever near and far. If one thing we can take, let's take that. Hanumanji shares devotion with love. The color red, very energizing. And we cannot complete it until I sing Hanuman Chalisa for all of us here this evening. Sri Guru Charana Saroj Raja Nijamana Mukhuda Sudhar Barno Raghuvar Vimala Jasu Jodayak Falachar Buddhi Natanu Janike Sumiro Pavan Kumar Bal Buddhi Vidya Dehumhi Arhu Kalesh Vikar ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी 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 Let me hear this line ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी Let's hear that line हे राम भक्त हितकारी ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीश तिलोक राम दूत अतिलिक्त बलरामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरन विराज सुमेधा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसर ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मोज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया बोलो ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जना भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर सिर लाए रघुपति कीन्हे बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई बोलो ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी परम तुम रोजन गावे अंगे जीवन कंठ लगावे संगाति ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहि सहि शंख वेद दिखवार चाहे संगो फिर कह सके गावे तुमो पुकार सुग्रीव ही भेजा राम मिलाए राज बदनी बोलो ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण वाला लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना युग सहस्र योजन बलवानो ले जो ताहि मधुर फल प्रभु मोदिका मिल समाये चले लाश के रस जराए दुर्गम काज जगत के सुगम मनोरह तुम्हारे बोलो ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी ऐसे हमरे राम भक्त हितकारी राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे बसो सुरभूम। अस्या भज रामचंद्र की जय, शरणम प्रभु। उमापति महादेव की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। सिया भज रामचंद्र की जय, शरणम प्रभु। प्रेम से बोलो महावीर स्वामी की, प्रेम से बोलो महावीर स्वामी की, प्रेम से बोलो महावीर स्वामी की। There's enough time in the program.